In golf might be a lot more common than you think. And this morning at the Hartford Healthcare Women's Championship, experts are sharing some tips on how you can stay healthy on the course and recover safely.
That's right. And joining us this morning is Sarah Baribeau, who is a physical therapist and a board-certified orthopedic clinical specialist right at the Hartford Hospital Rehabilitation Network. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us, what are some of the most common injuries that you'll see in golfers, and how can we prevent them?
I think everyone knows, hands down, the most common injury felt and seen is low backs. Notoriously, it's actually a compensation injury. So it's not so much that we're causing, like we're having some sort of impact to the back, but it's compensating for lack of involvement from the hips or the thoracic spine. So that's the big one that we see and we feel out there. Other ones are elbows. So we see tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, that actually are typically caused from a lower body dysfunction, something the lower body's not doing well that we're compensating for, again, the upper body's trying to make up for it.
And what kind of role does proper warm-up and stretching play when it comes to reducing that risk of injury on the course?
A proper warm-up is actually pretty critical, less so than stretching. If we tend to do less stretching because you want to have some elasticity in the muscles. You want to think rubber band to have some ability to almost like snap in the golf swing. So if you think of stretching, you're creating more like that putty where it's like a little too soft. You want to be able to be more of a rubber band in the swing. So being more of a warm-up, you can activate the muscles, turn them on, and set them up for success. So you're putting them under stress to say, hey, these are this movement and this tension is what we're going to be doing in the swing. I want you to be ready to do that while we're out there, versus putting stretch on a muscle and holding that for a sustained period of time. You don't want to elongate a muscle and then ask it to quickly pull and go under tension, because it won't be as effective and be able to provide that stretch.
So tell us how golfers really can maintain some good physical conditioning so you can avoid those strains and overuse injuries.
Yeah, I think knowing your body first and where those limitations and those deficits and those downfalls lie is really important. One step you can do is go onto the mytpi.com website. TPI is Careless Performance Institute. You can find providers that can bring golfers through a movement screen, and that screen can look for areas of mobility and stability limitations that are opportunities to work on. If we have mobility and stability limitations as a golfer, we're going to compensate somewhere. So if you find the right fitness provider or medical provider, they can provide you exercises so you can own in on those areas and reduce the compensations or the injuries that occur as a result of having those mobility or stability limitations.
All right, Sarah Baribeau, a physical therapist and board-certified orthopedic clinical specialist at the Hartford Hospital Rehabilitation Network. Thank you so much for all of this great information.
You're welcome.
All right, and for more information, you can always visit hartfordhealthcarerehabnetwork.org.